Hi, Kevin Walsh here. This is going to be my first video book review. I've been really wanting to get back into reviewing indie zombie books for a while now, and I've been being a little bit more active in some of the old zombie groups that I used to be a part of and things like that, and I've just been sort of rekindling my love for the genre, in particular indie. I love supporting indie writers, and I just really want to dive back into it and really show my support, and I want to do so in a new way. So this is going to be my first review. I'm sorry if it's very unorganized or I'm a little frantic with the topics I touch on when I'm talking about the book and so on. This is new to me, trying it for fun. If you don't like it, then just yell at me. I don't care. It's all good. But I wanted to talk today about Mr. Alan Gamboa's Dead Island Operation Zulu. Jumping into this audiobook comes off the heels of some other military-themed zombie books that I was listening to and reading. So I was still feeling that itch. I really wanted to, read some good military-based zombie fiction, which has become, a particularly favorite niche of mine. I really enjoy it, especially when the author does it well. So this time around, I was listening to the audio format. Usually, I like to buy the paperbacks or the Kindle versions, but I had a credit to burn, and he had the audiobook available, so I purchased it. The audiobook is narrated by S.W. Salzman. I'll be honest, I'm a little hit and miss with Salzman. Sometimes I love his performances. Sometimes um, uh, I feel it's a little bit lacking. But I don't know if that's because it's him and the what time he's recording, or if it's more or less the source material, or it's just my personal preference, which I think is the case. I think it really depends on the kind of story that he gets. And in this case, Dead Island, he nails it. I think he does a really good job with this one. And I think that's because he's working with a very solid and well put together source material. So yeah, I'm gonna dive right into the story. We're looking at military contractors both on one side of the aisle and on the other. One is American based, one is Russian based, and they're meeting at an island. And conflict ensues. They battle it out on the island, trying to get the vaccine and take it off the island. Um, it's a very action-driven story. I really enjoyed it actually. It's very short. It was about 7.5 hour audiobook, so that's pretty short. And but there's a lot of action in there. The book is very lean and mean. Once the story starts and is getting you to the island, it doesn't stop. It's just one thing after another. The pace is incredible. Um, at times, I wished it had slowed down a little bit, but overall, I know what the author was trying to achieve. He wanted something that was fast, adrenaline pumping. He just wanted to bang out a really action-packed story, and he delivers that. He delivers it. It's lean and mean. The characters are great. Their funny comments are a lot of fun all throughout the book. And I guess that's the best way we could describe Operation Zulu, is that it is fun. And that was the author's main objective, was just making something that's a lot of fun to read. And he did that, and that's why I'm going to give him a solid 5 stars on this, because I know what his goal was, and he achieved that goal. I had fun. It was a great book to listen to when I was doing chores or whatever. I actually found myself wanting to do household chores so that I could listen to the audiobook with my big headphones on. Mowing the yard or whatever, and that's great. That's what the reading experience is all about. Um, the only things I wish that were a little bit touched on is like I said, the pace is fast, and sometimes I felt it was too fast, where I wish the author took more time to describe. And when it comes to describing some things, sometimes with the action or with the undead in particular, he likes to take kind of a safe route. He doesn't push the envelope too much on the way he describes it. He doesn't want to get too creative, and I think that's because he just wants to keep it simple so he could keep the story moving forward, and probably to make it easier on himself when he's editing or whatever. Which is fine. The story moves along at a great pace. It just plugs along. He just wants to keep you moving forward. He doesn't want you to stop, and I understand that. So I think that's mostly just personal preference. Is that I wish the author took more chances with using his literary capabilities and trying to, give us some visuals that I've never seen before. And I guess that's one of the things that I definitely do wish there was more of. I'm looking back at the story, and I wish there was more visuals that really got stuck in my head. And there's none that really come to mind, unfortunately. But I do remember that the story is fast paced and very energetic, and that is something that I do remember fondly of it, and that's why I will be continuing the series. There is a book two and a book three, and I'm happy to continue because it was a lot of fun, and I definitely look forward to more. Like I said, I just wish he would take more chances with his, really test his literary capability and really push it. Give me something memorable, give me something to chew on. In the visual sense. With that being said, I wish there was also a bit more show versus tell. I felt like there was a lot of telling in the book where showing would have been a lot more powerful, and he could have used those opportunities to show to really give us a bit more vividness to the environment and to the characters and the action. And that was about it. The only other qualm I had was he does write good characters. I do enjoy them. They're meant to be fun, not too deep, but they're meant to be fun and they're meant to bring you along for the ride and the experience. The villain was a little cartoonishly evil, and I know that was by design. He wanted to make someone that was definitely evil, and it did help contrast some of the grayer areas with the main cast, especially near the end, and you see what the goals are, and then you see who the real evil is by the book's end. And before I wrap this up, another thing I wanted to talk about was the ending. Mr. Gamboa nailed the ending. Not only just the action at the end, where he's ramping it up and he gives us a nice action-packed conclusion, but he's also giving us a narrative conclusion. He's wrapping up the story so that if you didn't want to continue the series, you have closure here. You have closure, and there's light hints to ways that he could expand the series, expand the world, and he really nailed a better perspective on all the characters that are in the book and why they are there and what their motivations are by the books, and I really enjoyed that. He did a really good job. I felt like a lot of care and outlining went into this to make sure that it's well put together. There's no scenes that drag on. It is a well put together zombie romp, and I look forward to more. I like this. I like Lean and Mean, and honestly, I just look forward to more. That ending was really good. Nailed it, and I 100% would give this book 5 stars, and I would recommend it if you want something that's a quick, snappy read that's a lot of fun, and you're just gonna have a good time. So that's all I've got, and I look forward to more from Mr. Gamboa. You guys have a good day.